North East guides Glamorgan to victory. Eddie Byram and Colin Ingram produced a masterclass of batting to guide Glamorgan beyond Sussex's first innings total of 376, all the way to 494. The lead, a healthy one, and Sussex struggled earlier in their second innings, 89 for 3, the hosts on the hunt for a final day victory. Carter was back in the spotlight after his first innings 185 and had another big job on his hands, what Sussex would give for another huge score. He took them beyond 100 runs, but lost his partner soon after. Seifert charged Salter and Carlson took the catch. Another fell by the wayside. Ibrahim trapped in front by Nisa for 5, with Sussex still trailing by 2. Delray Rawlins grasped his moment. With back-to-back boundaries off the bowling of Ingram, he took Sussex into a lead. At the very least, Glamorgan would have to bat again. Carter kept going, and with a single off Ingram, he went to 50, scored off 110 balls. Back-to-back landmark totals for the Sussex number 4. Rawlins was batting aggressively, scoring at more than a run a ball. Defiance from Sussex. The early fragility made way for a showing of resistance from the 6th wicket pair, worth 50 half an hour before lunch. The number 7 was threatening to catch up with his partner. Glamorgan struggled to keep Rawlins quiet, and by the time lunch was taken, he'd moved to 44. Sussex 183 for 5, and they now enjoyed a lead of 65. Rawlins swiftly moved to 50 after the break, a single off Nisa enough to get him to the mark after facing 73 balls. Still, Sussex stymied the Glamorgan attack. The pair had added 100 runs together when Galvin's delivery flicked Carter's pads, who then added another boundary to his growing collection to move Sussex into a 3-figure lead. He'd fall on 83, sweeping Ingram straight into the hands of Nisa, the linchpin dealt with by Glamorgan. Suddenly the hosts were on the charge. Rawlins bowled by Galvin for 57, resistance broken, the victory chase was back on. Their grip tightened, Crocombe out for a duck, caught behind, another for Galvin. Lenham and Brooks did their best to dig in, but after 10 overs together, Nisa finally separated them. Brooks bowled for 8, Sussex down to their last batter. Hunt was the final man to fall, Nisa with a 3rd wicket, Byram with the catch, and Sussex all out for 258, meaning Glamorgan needed 141 to win in the final session. Carter had once again stood up, as had Rawlins with his 57 down the order, but contributions had been few and far between. Only 5 batters had registered double-figure returns. 3 of those fell to Nisa, the pick of the Glamorgan attack. The hosts found themselves in a pickle after tea. Byram out for 2, Brooks with a wicket, Haynes underneath it. Ingram was right behind him, both of the first innings big hitters dispensed with. And then it was the captain's turn to trudge back. Hunt fired one through him, Lloyd out-bowled for 7. Suddenly Glamorgan looked like they weren't interested in the win. The run rate dropped off a cliff. North East and Carlson looked to regroup. Their 50 partnership came off 90 balls. As they approached the halfway stage in their chase, North East started to hit out. 7 runs in a Lenham over saw them move to 66 from their target. Carlson joined him, plenty of overs left in the day, and they'd waited for their moment to accelerate. But the new aggressive approach came with its risks, and Sussex capitalised. Carlson charging and scrambling to get back in, stumped by Seifert for 45. Boundaries were hard to come by, but Glamorgan inched their way on, up to 100 with a North East single. There were 10 overs remaining in the day. Root was in a hurry, but he wouldn't make it to the finishing line. Out caught behind off the bowling of Jack Brooks for 17. The hosts pegged back once again. Cook had had enough. Lenham plundered for 13 in an over to leave Glamorgan needing just 9. He'd be the man to seal it too. 4 from the bowling of Lenham took them to the winning line. A topsy-turvy game sealed by the hosts with just a few overs to spare. Sussex had done so well to stay in contention throughout the match. Carter, their leading light, but for all their hard work, they couldn't force the result they wanted. That belongs to Glamorgan. The chase had looked straightforward. Sussex had made it difficult for them, but in the end, they'd been successful. Sussex will regroup and go again, searching for that first win of the season when Derbyshire travel to the first Central County ground in 2 weeks' time, while Glamorgan heads a new road to take on Worcestershire.